Welcome to the Creative Masterminds Podcast.
What's happening?
We are back again. You have yours truly, Sean Breeze, in the house, and you also have,
Cast Thrive. What it do? What it do?
and you know how we do, man. We start with the weekend review, and then we talk about the subject. The subject for today is keeping your desires a secret, and also being limitless. Right?
Dig that.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you know how we do. Usually, how it goes is Cass start out with the weekend review, and so Cass, go ahead and tell people what you did for this past week or what you got done.
Yeah, man. Spent time with the fam. Doing my classes and whatnot with the personal training, the hit classes, the fitness, the MMA, and also the cardio kickboxing, and just making sure that I stay positive. Renewing my mind, those things internally that get me through the week and keep me strong and solid. And completed those wooden floors in
Cool.
the front
Solid.
room. Yeah,
Yeah.
got that done. So I could speak on that. It was some hard work. Man, construction workers or anybody doing any type of work, laying wood, using the saws and all that hands on. It was a beast, but hey, I got through it, so I'm proud of myself for that.
Clap
Shout
it
out
up,
to
man.
wife. Yeah,
There
straight
you
up.
go.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it, man. Son had his soccer game started on Saturday.
Cool.
He did well, showed out there, representing the Sias name,
Yeah.
and as expected. And that was about it for me, bro. How about you?
Cool. For me, so first thing first anyway, spent time with the family this weekend. Saw my little cousin. He graduated from high school like last week, and so went to his graduation party, which was pretty dope to be around my folks and just chilling and actually sipping some scotch and smoking on a cigar and everything, which is not healthy at all because I felt that in the gym the next day. I was like struggling in the gym, eating all that cake and then fajita meat. And then I had this place that I always eat. It's a super duper fireplace, free plug, New York Eats. It's in Arlington, actually, off Doug Russell. That's how many times I know about it or seen it or been ordering it from like Uber Eats and everything. And so like it's just fire. It's like the best way to put it is like a Mediterranean jambalaya dish that I get. It's like it comes with falafel, gyro meat, and some chicken. And then all in this rice and then veggies. Oh my god! Anyway, make
Sounds
myself
bomb
hungry.
though.
It's
Yeah,
fire.
you-
So anyway, I ate that the night before, so I felt all of that in the gym. The next day, I was struggling, so that was crazy. But yeah, I had a fun time at the graduation party, and then I worked on some music. I actually released two things. One was a freestyle with the homie JJ3K. He goes by JJ3 on SoundCloud, but I'm gonna keep calling him JJ3K because I think he's early reincarnation of Andre 3000. I just love his style, and we've been friends for years, like almost more. I'm pretty sure it's more than a decade for sure, like since like high school. So
What up?
Very-
What up, boy? What's going on?
yeah, very talented guy. And so yeah, we released that freestyle, and that's pretty fire. And then I released my first solo rap track ever. Not ever, that's a lie. But recently, within recent times, I released it yesterday as well, called "Stuck in My Mood," which is like basically it's like a little chorus, pre-chorus. However, it's not really a chorus, but it does what it does. So chorus, and then me spitting this hot 16, and then ending the song right there and there. I thought it was like very I thought it was right for me to release that song because it's a very short song. It's like me getting my foot wet and like doing solo stuff. So yeah,
Dope.
and I'm working on some more stuff and I got those things going. I'm gonna release. I think I released one inspirational video this week. I'm going to release another one as well. And so yeah, man, just been trying to put more and more content out. The baby is coming, and so I just been trying to put more content out, get my name out there, my brand out there more. Yeah, I just been like trying to work in the background and just do me to the fullest. Also been reading a lot. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which actually inspired a topic of keeping your desires a secret. And so I guess we can go ahead and lead into that. Or do you want to start with limitlessness?
No, we can
first?
go right into it, man. Whichever.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, what inspired today's topic was me reading The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And in particular, there's a chapter called, or there's a law of, I can't remember what number, I think it's number 5, but the law of desire and intent, I believe.
Okay.
My memory is not that great, so forgive me. So in that chapter, it talks about desires and how it is important to keep your desire to yourself. And it didn't really give this detailed part of it, but I took it as I did my own interpretation in how I have analyzed life. Excuse me, and how I have analyzed life. Usually, when you reveal your desires to people, and it's not like the right person that you should be revealing your desires to. People may tell you negative things, which may deter you, and then those negative thoughts basically become embedded in your mind and become a part of your internal dialogue. And one of the main things that I think keep people from becoming successful in life is the fact that they have so much negative internal dialogue going on
Yeah.
that they end up willing themselves to not do anything or like unwilling themselves, or they don't have any will to do anything because they feel like already defeated because they believe that they cannot complete a task or achieve a desire that they have. And so yeah, and it just really resonated with me. It reminded me of that J. Cole line where he says, if they don't know your dream, then they can shoot them down. And
Right.
so yeah, so with that, it just really hit me. And so I thought it would be a valuable topic to discuss. And so yeah, Cass, how do you feel about keeping your desires to yourself? And well, there's one caveat. They do say like if you can't reveal your desires to a person who is also revealing their desires, and like really I would say like a person that you really trust. Like for me, I really reveal all of my desires to my wife mainly.
Right.
Cass knows some yeah, Cass knows some. I'll say Cass probably know more than most of my friends. I think for sure, for sure. Shout out to Jeremy, shout out to Big Q, and Vince and everything. So, but yeah, but I really limit who I reveal my desires to, and so, but anyway, to the point. It's okay to do that. But anyway, to the point. Cass, how do you feel about keeping your desires a secret?
Yeah, man, I think that is spot on to developing our dreams and whatever it is that that achievement, that level of success that we want. Because I look at it kind of like the mind. I always say I wasn't the first to say it, but I really like the notion that the mind is soil.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with our dreams and with that the intention that we have, is planted in our mind, and we want to keep it there and water it, and give it the fuel it needs and stuff to really grow and to materialize in the physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when we tell other people and all that, it's like where the soil on regular dirt or whatever is
Mm-hmm.
kind of opened up early,
Mm-hmm.
where the plant or whatever it is, the dream hasn't pushed through yet and
Mm-hmm.
started to make a plant
Yeah.
and to grow. So I feel like if we say it too early to people and start telling people before it has manifested, and where you're comfortable, we're still in the incubation mode,
Mm-hmm.
then it opens up for it to die.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So
Become disease, man. And
Mhm.
while you was talking, it made me think about the fact that we have a mini garden. And so one thing with the mini garden that we have that I have to always do, I have to constantly be aware of the weeds that's growing in the
Oh
pots,
yeah, yeah.
and always pick the weeds out. And that's really how you should be with your mind. You have to be a person who is always conscious of your good plants that's growing on your mind, that's growing in your mind, and be aware of the bad plants, which is the bad thoughts. So always nurture and maintain the good thoughts, your beliefs, but those bad thoughts, weed them out. You need to take them out of your mind because they are deterring you from becoming the best version of yourself. And like I said before, if you really want to become the best version of yourself, I'm not sure if I said this before, but point is, you want to become the best version of yourself, you always have to be mindful of what goes on in your mind. And so just be aware of that at all times. You have to be just like that gardener. See those weeds of bad thoughts, pick them out. Pick them out. I have to do that every day in my literal garden, and we should all know that nature is just a big example of how God works, how life works, and how the flow of life works. And so, like I said, man, be mindful of those bad thoughts, those weed thoughts, and pick them out.
Yeah, and even in the word, Yeshua, like Matthew, I think it's chapter 3,
Mm-hmm.
he gives a parable of the sower, and gives some examples of how it three ways of, like, the first one was the crows or whatever, they came and ate some of the soil that was on, it fell to the wayside or something, so it
Mm-hmm.
didn't grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And then some crows came and ate it, and then some fell into thorns. So once it grew up, the thorns smothered it and all of that. So that it goes way back, these concepts of how the mind works and all that, and it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to continue to nourish our dreams and what we imagine that we want to be, and it's important to drive towards that and fuel that, because it's not going to do it itself. And that that can go from to positive or negative. Like you said, like there are people that would actually help our dreams and help fuel it and help us to think of even better situations, and the mindset. It will improve our mindset about achieving things. So you gotta weigh the company that we keep and how much we tell them about our dreams and all that. But there are some that will help our dreams, like our wives and those close to us, those that you can trust, like you said. And then those that may shoot it down, or they've known us so long that they can't see us in that position of prominence, but that's what we're capable of. That's what we're supposed to do. So I think that's it's really important, man, to be mindful of that. So
Very true, man. I don't even. It's like so many things that you said, so many gems that made me want to speak to so many parts. I'm trying to figure out which one should I go with first.
I was rambling.
Okay, one thing for sure. We talked about like who who you are around, and who you are revealing your desires to.
Yeah.
It made me think about mentorship. We should probably do like a whole show dedicated to mentorship and finding mentors. But one thing for sure, one of the best decisions that I made was actually finding mentorships, mentors. My bad. And so one thing for sure, one actually was like gifted to me because my mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, however that works, I don't know. Anyway, so they gifted me a some piano lessons, and then from that piano lessons, I have like stuck with the piano lessons for like 4-ish months, I think. Yeah, cause I started in maybe March, I believe. Yeah, so 3 months. And so and he has really evolved from my piano teacher to a mentor who is guiding me with my music and also life to a certain degree. And so where we had like good discussions that leave me thinking about life in a different way. So shout out to the homie John Robinson. Yeah, I think that's his last name. And then I have recently joined another mentorship program. Shout out to Curtis King.
Nice.
His program, which is like, it's like a free plug, because he's the homie though, because like he's really cool. Free plug, Curtis King mentorship group for music producers, rappers, artists in general. $20 a month. You go to the movies and you spend more. So yeah, it's worth it for sure. But anyway, I joined that group, and to be around like-minded people has really kept me inspired to create more and be myself more. And so yeah, it's very important to be mindful of who you are around. Like we said that before, of course, but it's like a part of that's part of the desire thing of like making sure that we had these desires, and you are working towards these desires. You have to be very mindful of who you are around and who you are revealing these desires to, because you reveal it to the wrong person and they shut it down in a way that really affects you. You can end up deterring like yourself from really achieving what you want to achieve in life for a long time. One of the best things I did was one of the most fortunate things that I did was read Think and Grow Rich, and that allowed me to deprogram myself from the negative thoughts I had in my mind, and ensure that I control my mind at all times and my thoughts at all times. Because before that, I would just let everybody dump their bad thoughts into my mind, and then I would go with it. and that led me to a life of misery, I would say. So anyway, talk.
Yeah, and man, it's like it's within ourselves when we have the dream or when we have the the thought of what we want to do inside, then
Yeah.
we can manage it
Yeah.
more. You know what I'm saying? So when we start telling people and all that, then we let a piece of it out there that we can't manage what they're gonna think about it, what they're
Yeah.
gonna say, and all that. And I mean that shouldn't matter to the fullest, but it
It
does.
does.
And you got to hold it down. You got to hold it within. That's why very careful with who I tell this and that or whatever about the things that I really want to achieve and all that. And that's just because I can manage it with myself. And then if something goes wrong, then it's on me. It's like a boxer in the ring. You're in there by yourself. You got a trainer and all that, people there. But ultimately, it's up to you to get out there and win. So.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Dang it, made me think about something else that you just said. Man. But yeah. Desires, you gotta be very mindful with your desires. Maybe
Sure.
maybe whatever you made me think about will come up later. But let's go ahead and move into limitlessness.
Yes.
And being limitlessness and always having that mindset, that mentality that you are the person who really restrict yourself. I've heard it somewhere. I can't remember where. Maybe it was at the mentorship group, but basically it's talking about how a lot of times we end up building these internal mental barriers in our head, right? And the thing is, of course, we prevent things from like entering, but we also prevent things from going out. The person who said it made it sound a lot better, but I think you get my point that like we a lot of times we end up restricting ourselves, we end up limiting ourselves. I think the root cause of that limit starts with the mind, personally. And so yeah, man, but what do you have to say about limitlessness? And also, well, this the topic was actually Cass's idea, so you can give a background on what made you think about this topic.
For sure, man. Yeah. I was watching Limitless, it was on Netflix passing by. And I remember that I really liked that movie, the whole concept, because it has to do with the mind and opening up our brain and using more a percentage of our brain than we normally use through the pill or whatever. So I don't really, necessarily agree with that. I think that we are, limitless and we can achieve greatness, and that we shouldn't limit ourselves. That we should try to read more books. That we should have a better understanding of the things that we want to master and give value to the world, like in our content and influence, because we all have, being a human being, being here, having our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, our spirit, all these things that we're made of. We have the ability to influence others and help others in so many ways. We are all blessed with that. That's what makes us different than animals and all that, is our conscious mind, our imagination, our subconscious mind, our heart, our spirit, that drive. But we got to, make sure that we are feeding ourselves, our inner selves, with the right images of ourselves.
True.
The right the affirmations, the reading, the self-love, all of those type of things, because a person is going to feel unfulfilled if we're not feeding ourselves that, if we're not renewing our mind, if we're not building ourselves up, then life will be depressing. Life will suck. You know what I'm saying? So that's it in a nutshell, pretty much.
Super fast, super true, man. I just keep forgetting things, but anyway, I do remember one thing for sure. So, like you said, like you mentioned friends and limitlessness, but that made me think about how some of your friends may even put a limit on you because they want you to play a particular role in their life.
Right.
Because this is actually a concept that I got from the book The Four Agreements, which is one of the four agreements is, well, let me rattle off all four if I can remember. One is be impeccable with your word. And that's even the word that's your word to yourself. That's like one of the most important things. Be impeccable with your word. Hopefully you can crack your iPhone. them mugs crack easy, easy.
That glass cover.
yeah.
Glass window.
You know. So one is
Yeah.
being impeccable with your word. What's the other one? Don't take anything personal. And I can't remember the other two like real quick, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But the one I wanted to focus on was don't take anything personal, and the reason is because in everybody like in my life situation, I'm the main story of my life. Cass is a character, like, and of course in the most respectful way because he's the homie.
No, I get exactly
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and so even though me and Cass, we can talk to great extents about life and everything, whatever, but I'm not gonna really fully know what goes on with Cass in his mind, right? In his mentality. So thus there's the element that I don't know Cass to a certain degree. And so with that said, lost my train of thought, but point is, to everybody, they are the main character, and they are the main character, and to them you are a character in their story. Thus, whenever they lash out at you or they say things crazy at you or they tell you things, whatever, they're just really telling you things based off of what they know of you and what they fixated in their mind as you to being the person that you are. Like the image of yourself sounds weird. Like I'm talking about people. Anyway, the image of yourself in their eyes. I hope that makes all the sense in the world, but I think it does. But the point is, yeah, like people like I'm the main character in my story. Other people are characters in my story. Thus, even if I make an opinion, I'll give an opinion on somebody, I'll give an opinion to somebody. I'm only gonna give a limited perspective opinion. Basically, that's the point I'm saying.
Right.
And so, how that leads back into like limitlessness is like you have to be mindful of that aspect whenever you are taking like advice from people or just talking with people in general that hey man, people will try to place their limit on themselves people will try to place their limits on you, and you have the right to reject those limits and those limitations. And really, the person that really sets the limits of who you are and what you can do is you yourself. Dang, I brought that all the way back around. It took me a while, man. It took me some detours. I went down, 820, then 35. Anyway, I got back to the point. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to take it with a grain of sea salt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Take it with a grain of sea salt. What they're telling you,
Yeah.
And,
True.
Take what works with you and builds you up, and the other throw it to the wayside.
Facts.
And that makes me think of like what we're projecting to others, because like you said, it's like everybody's in their own movie. We only see through our eyes. So their perception or whatever, it could be the way they want to see it or whatever, however, but we want to make sure that we're projecting the right image, the right energy, the right info from ourselves, you know what I'm saying? From ourselves to those who are around us, the company that we keep, our friends, our family, our loved ones, all of that, and even acquaintances or strangers. We want to make sure that we're projecting the right image, energy of ourselves. So I think that's important.
And the thing is, you have to be a person that is actually super conscious and super self-aware to really maximize your energy output. Because I try to be mindful at all times of my energy and how I am projecting. Like if I feel as though like if I'm walking around like the gym and everything with like negative thoughts or having this energy of like don't come at me, don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to anybody, people will pick up on that energy and then react to that energy. So what I try to do, I try to focus on having that energy like people won't fuck with me, people think I'm cool, I'm dope, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm a cool guy, I can talk to people, I'm friendly. I say that all the time to my mind, to myself.
Yeah.
And actually, what made me start doing that was because of another plug for Curtis King. Like on Monday, we had this mental health discussion, and he talked about like trauma and childhood trauma and stuff like that, and how like trauma can lead to just different problems in your adulthood. One thing for sure is like you may have the issue of It's called vacant self-esteem, which essentially means that you yourself, like your self-esteem is vacant, and that you are a type of person who will allow others to fill up your self-esteem. Like you will allow others to identify your worth. And so that was something that I used to suffer from like a lot. I used to like have these characters in my head, like the characters would take the form of friends, and then I will basically try to live my life up to that, what they think of me, is that type of thing. And so it's like this weird paradigm, and
How they think you should
yeah,
act.
how so I
I've
basically
never heard that before,
yeah.
though. That concept, I like that, though.
Yeah, so it's like me living up to the character that I believe they want me to be, and I had to, of course, absolutely break out of that because that's just a horrible way to live your life. And I feel as though like, how can God really work through me if I'm allowing humans to really be my authority and be my God to a certain degree?
Yeah.
And so I've been actively working against that, like telling myself I'm dope, I'm cool, becoming a person who is more of a self referral person instead of a object referral person. And so what that means is a self referral person is a person excuse me, got a little sinus is going.
You good.
But a self referral person is a person whose self esteem comes from self. Like you, the person who determines your self esteem, and the object referral person is like a person who relies on objects such as friends, family, cars, money, objects that's outside of themselves to determine their self-esteem. And the thing is, once those things go, like those things come and go. And so that leaves you susceptible. There you go. That's a fire word, boy. Susceptible to being a victim in a way where you are allowing your self-esteem to fluctuate or to be in flux because it depends on other people or other objects to determine your worth. And so once you become a person who is more of a self-referral person, like I am dope, I'm cool, I can do anything, I'm smart, intelligent, I'm friendly, people rock with me, I'm dope, and all that stuff. That's not cocky, it's not arrogant, it's self-affirmations. So that's one thing for sure we need to clear that up because a lot of people act like that's you being cocky, that's you being arrogant. That's only you being arrogant and cocky if you're a person who is like using that to fuel your ego, your self-image, or yourself. If you really feel this in your heart and you really believe this in your heart, I do not believe that it is cocky and being arrogant. It's just it's really practicing self-love in my opinion. So I say all that to say that because I say all that for a reason. And so yeah, man, just be a person who is like more of a self-referral person, not an object referral person. Build your self-esteem, and that will help you become a limitless individual. I brought that back again. Ooh, I'm 2 for 2.
That makes me think of independent and dependent. What are you on the tax return?
Yeah, that's true.
Independent and dependent. So,
that's true. That's
dope,
true,
man. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you would like to add to the subject?
Yeah, just bringing them all together, man. We want to keep our desires in, nurture them, give them everything they need, the weed and feed and all of that. And
that's actually what I used to on the yard, actually.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working, I think. Yeah.
Keep them out. Keep the weeds out.
Keep the weeds out, man.
And water it and all of that, whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying? Go over the affirmations, big yourself up, man, because you're beautifully made, fearfully made in the image of God. So, just make sure that we keep our ideas, those dreams that he's instilled in us, the purpose, keep that tight within ourselves. Those that you trust, those your loved ones that will help you get there. Of course, you want to tell them and share with them, but it's all on us. You are the driver in your situation, in your story. You're behind the wheel, so make sure that you do what it takes to get where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So even if you got to take a pit stop or whatever, make sure you get to it and get to the end. Make sure you get to your purpose and fulfill your goals and your purpose in life, man.
Super facts. That was a perfect wrap up to the topics of keeping your desires a secret and also practicing limitless and being limitless with yourself. And so super duper fire. So Cass, go ahead and give out your socials.
Yeah. On IG, CAS_THRIVE, and also at the Boxing Bell. And you can find that on Facebook as well. Holler at your boy.
Yeah, you can find me at Sean Breeze on IG, SeanBreeze.com. And make sure you go ahead and help the photography part. Hit me up if you need some photography done. The website is still in works for sure. And well, the photography part is done, but I'm continuously upgrading it. Of course, it's a living world, so it will be upgraded continuously. And so, SeanBreeze.com, Sean Breeze on Instagram, OG Sean Breeze on Facebook, OG Sean Breeze on Twitter, even though I don't be on there like that. And what else? The Creative Masterminds, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. So yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Creative Masterminds Podcast.
Believe that.
And we are out. Peace.
Holla.